Hello, everybody. Hopefully you have been to the YouTube channel and watched some of these in-depth, and when I say in-depth, we're talking about 15, 20, 30-minute videos. They're not really that in-depth. But most of you are used to a 4-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute video. No, you can't accomplish anything, especially as it relates to your health and staying healthy and prevention. But I did tell you that what you take into your body, especially if it contains that toxin sugar or glucose plus fructose being the worst, which leads to insulin resistance, which leads to hyperinsulinemia, which leads to non-alcoholic fatty disease. But I also emphasized in the earlier videos that this is an addiction. This is an emotional issue. And if you do not address the emotional issues, even if you manage to stop sugar, so you've taken away the offending agent, but you've not taken away the causal reason why you are addicted in the first place, which is a mental and emotional and psychological reason. So you take away the thing that you're addicted to and you think you're okay, but you've not dealt with the core source of the reason, which is psychological, which likely has to do with some sort of family dysfunction, which is why I was so big on telling you guys to go get some work done psychologically and emotionally, because almost every physical disease that we see can be traced back to a mental emotional problem, which is why I went into the field that I went into. So you have to be able to understand there's going to be a void. And if you don't fill in the void, you're going to relapse. And you will have all kinds of ways of relapsing. You've got to get the full picture, people. The full picture. And so what it becomes very important is an emotional management system. Now, a lot of you are coming to me now with problems with cannabinoids. And you see my video on putting smoke in your lungs, and then you want to get the chocolatized food cannabinoids. And I just tell you, don't have sugar will kill you as well. So you're putting stuff in your lungs, you're putting stuff, and then you're vaping thinking that's better. No, that's actually worse, because that gets stuff in the bloodstream even quicker, right? Making you more addicting. It makes it more addictive. Tobacco, cannabinoids, or whatever the hell you're vaping, it's going to make it worse. And God knows what's happening to the metal that's being heated. You're likely getting some of the metal also that you're breathing in, all right? It causes neurological issues. That's another video for another time. And I'm saying to myself, listen, I just walked into the hospital for the first time in 2 weeks. I am cracking up. I am laughing. I mean, the staff looks at me and says, man, we really missed that energy because things just changed the minute you walked in. Of course, I start telling jokes. The sugar police is here. It's the new sheriff in town. And they all start putting their carbohydrates and processed foods and stuff that I said, bring them out. Read the ingredients. Can't you even read those ingredients? Yet you want that. Well, what about Diet Coke? Oh, stop it. What did I tell you in the videos? But you didn't do the work. So most of you are happily going throughout your day in denial. And basically it's slow suicide. Stop killing yourself is the message. You've got to deal with what is happening on the physical level, but you also got to understand there are energetics involved. There are some genetics involved. There's a lack of an emotional management system and a lack of having gone back into the past to deal with the trauma. See, it's not the actual traumatic event that becomes the issue. It is the denial surrounding traumatic event, and the emotion that's used most for denial is anger. So when that person is in a relationship and you touch that area, which you invariably will, you get an anger response that doesn't meet what is going on in the here and now. Why? Because they're not functioning in the here and now. They're functioning in the past. I talked about physical age versus emotional age. So it is not the trauma itself, it's how the trauma is handled and internalized that becomes the problem. And if it's consistent trauma, if it's a consistent pattern of dysfunction within the family, if it's consistent abuse, if it's consistent rejection, if it's a consistent lack of self-esteem building, then you're going to have a big problem. So I just want to let you know, we got to put the whole program together. I'm going to do a series on addiction. I'm going to do the one on fat probably today. And this is part of the metaphysical journey, because if you don't get this stuff foundationally taken care of now, when you start to energize and fly off into another area, you're going to find yourself with a clipped wing, right? Not able to direct yourself because the emotional body, the energetic body, the etheric bodies, the thinking, the emotional management system is all out of whack. This is for mature people. This is not for immature people. All right, so it's time to grow up. Thank you.